This is your emergency management briefing for January 29th, 2023. For messaging purposes, the message should be a light glaze with some travel impacts on bridges and overpasses and perhaps side roads possible tonight across portions of southern Illinois and southeast Missouri. Remember, during events like this, we have an increased number of people falling on what appears to be wet sidewalks, wet decks, and porches and parking lots. This results in a number of injuries that end up placing people in the hospital. Second concerns will be Monday night into Tuesday morning with widespread light freezing rain and sleet in the region with additional travel impacts. Another chance Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Scattered school closings are possible Monday over portions of southeast Missouri and southern Illinois, and then widespread school closings are possible Tuesday and Wednesday if everything comes together as forecast. Impacts will be widespread, icy roadways. Remember, bridges and overpasses freeze first. The primary concern over the next 24 hours will be a light glaze event tonight into tomorrow morning across portions of southeast Missouri and southern Illinois. It appears that temperatures will remain above freezing over the Missouri Boot Heel into western Kentucky and northwest Tennessee. We take a look this morning at temperatures, and there's a cold front extending from Michigan down into central Illinois and southwest Missouri. This is as of 7 a.m. You can see bitterly cold air behind the front across portions of Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, and Missouri, with temperatures already falling below freezing in St. Louis. Ahead of the front, warmer air continues to surge into our region from the southwest, but that will be shunted off to the southeast over the coming hours as the cold front advances east-southeast across the region. The Paducah, Kentucky National Weather Service has the greatest chance of a light glaze tonight across portions of southeast Missouri and southern Illinois. You can see here the dark pink purplish color. That's the highest chance of receiving a trace to perhaps a couple of hundredths of an inch of sleet and freezing rain. Remember, it only takes a little bit of glaze to cause travel impacts and high impacts to sidewalks, decks, and porches. What may look wet could be ice, and that should be part of our messaging. There's typically an increase in the number of injuries during events like this from people falling. We will have another chance of precipitation Monday night into Tuesday morning. That would be freezing rain and sleet, and another chance of precipitation Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and that could be freezing rain and sleet as well. Widespread school closings are possible Tuesday and Wednesday. Another precipitation event Wednesday night and Thursday, but that may be warm enough for just rain. We'll have to keep an eye on that. This is what a trace to maybe up to a tenth of an inch of freezing rain looks like. Not enough to bring down power lines, not enough to bring down tree limbs, just enough to cause travel impacts and impacts for those who have to walk. Just enough to cause walking hazards on decks, sidewalks, porches, parking lots, and other. Remember, bridges and overpasses freeze first. Let's take a look at the probabilities for precipitation. We don't have any snow in the forecast through Tuesday night. Any snow that would fall would just be flurries or light snow that would change to freezing rain and sleet. But for tonight, mainly along the line from Bollinger and Cape Girardeau County, east-northeast towards Carbondale, Johnson County, and then sharply northeast from there, we have a pretty good chance of a trace to 0.1 hundredths of an inch of freezing rain, and then a lower chance of higher totals. We don't expect this to be an impactful ice event tonight on trees and power lines. We take a look at the timing on this Paducah, Kentucky National Weather Service graphic, and this will give us an idea on what time to expect precipitation. We will have some rain showers in the region today, but we will remain above freezing while precipitation is falling through at least 4 o'clock this afternoon. But then as we move into the 6 o'clock hour and into the overnight hours, into the wee morning hours of Monday, you can see Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Carbondale with a chance of freezing rain, freezing drizzle. You can see Marion and Mount Vernon also with a chance. And then we'll watch Poplar Bluff as well after midnight tonight. And then a lull in the precipitation tomorrow morning and afternoon once the original precipitation exits, and another chance of freezing rain and sleet area-wide arrives Monday evening into Tuesday, and that's the one that should bring impacts to most of our region with school closings and other problems with businesses closing, hazardous roadways, decks, porches being covered in ice, increased number of people having to go to the hospital, because of injuries from falls. And then you can see the Wednesday and Thursday event, which at this point it may be warm enough for just rain. We'll keep an eye on it. Perhaps Carbondale, Marion, and Mount Vernon, a brief period of wintry mix. We'll keep an eye on that. Low confidence on that. High confidence on tonight's forecast. High confidence on Monday night and Tuesday morning's forecast. We take a look at the WPC branch of NOAA and what they're predicting for the chances for at least 0.10, a tenth of an inch of freezing rain as we move through the next 3 or 4 days. And you can see the highest probabilities in the Boot Heel down into Arkansas. Now this does not include the trace event tonight, the 0.01 to maybe up to 0.05 hundredths of an inch. That does not include that. This is just the risk of 0.10 or tenth of an inch of freezing rain developing, accumulating on surfaces. We take a look at the risk of a quarter of an inch or greater, and we can see those numbers are even lower and mainly confined to the Boot Heel, Northwest Tennessee, and Arkansas, with the highest chances in Arkansas, very low chances across our region of a quarter of an inch of ice. Again, we'll keep an eye on this. The main concern will be tonight a light glaze over portions of Missouri and Illinois, area-wide glaze possible Monday night and Tuesday. We will keep an eye on Tuesday night and Wednesday as another wave of precipitation attempts to move in our region. We'll have to see how far north that moves. And then perhaps just rain on Wednesday night and Thursday. We'll keep an eye on a few of our cities in case temperatures dip below freezing Wednesday night and Thursday morning. We take a look at the HRRR model, and you can see the cold front located to our northwest this morning. We can zoom in and we can watch temperatures fall through today as gusty north-northwest winds develop behind the cold front. We'll stop here at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. You can see temperatures have fallen into the mid-20s over northern portions of southern Illinois and southeast Missouri, 25 degrees in the St. Louis area, in the upper 20s, mid to upper 20s across here from Mount Vernon back to St. Genevieve County. Paducah, Kentucky, 34 degrees. Murray still in the mid to upper 30s tomorrow morning. And you can see here Cape Girardeau at 31 and Carbondale at 31. We'll have to watch this blue area. That's the freezing line. And for now, it appears that it will remain mostly to the northwest of western Kentucky and far southern Illinois and extreme southeast Missouri and the Boot Heel and northwest Tennessee. That places the freezing drizzle, freezing rain risk for Sunday night across portions of southeast Missouri and southern Illinois. As we move through time, we'll have a freezing rain risk developing as we move into Monday evening, Monday night, and then perhaps again Tuesday night. Let's take a look at some futurecast radars. We begin here at 10 a.m. this morning, Sunday, and we move through time, and the rain event pushes off to the east. But what will happen tonight is that light freezing rain, drizzle, and some sleet will develop over southeast Missouri and southern Illinois, with perhaps just plain rain over the rest of the region. This is a very light event tonight with precipitation totals of 0.01 or trace up to perhaps 0.05. But that is just enough to glaze over some bridges, overpasses, sidewalks, decks. You want to be careful when you step outside. That first step could be pure ice on the sidewalks, and a lot of people are injured during events like this. As we move through Monday, we'll watch the precipitation end and then redevelop Monday evening and Monday night. By this time, it will be cold enough across the entire region for freezing rain, sleet, and snow, with some travel impacts expected. Widespread school closings are possible on Tuesday and perhaps even on Wednesday, as most of this precipitation falls Monday night into Tuesday morning, and then another round Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. A third round is possible Wednesday night and Thursday, but that may be warm enough for rain. It could be that that system is suppressed farther south. I'll keep an eye on that.